Hey everybody, this is Roy Kenny, and this is Favorite Game Friday, where we have a group of contributors with completely different tastes in gaming talk about their favorite game in the category of the week. This week is all about tracks. It's when you kind of like have different tracks in a game where you're upgrading as the game goes along. Sometimes you need resources to go up these tracks. Sometimes you just have to go to certain spaces to go up those tracks. Make sure to leave in the comments down below your favorite game that uses tracks as a mechanism, and let's get to all of the contributors' clips.
Hi, it's Barb Meeble, PhD, and my favorite game that features track movement is Planet Unknown. This is a game where you are terraforming a world using polyomino pieces, and as you're placing them, they define different tracks that you get to move on. And that track movement can do things like letting you move your rover around your planet to pick up meteorites and life pods. It can unlock technologies, which kind of break some of the game rules just for you. And so that's why this is my favorite, Planet Unknown. Happy Friday, everyone.
My initial inclination was to think of this topic quite literally, kind of like Tom Vassell does in some of his Q&As. And the game that first came to mind was 1830. It's a train game, so obviously it has tracks. But this is one of the first games that really got me interested in hobby board gaming and opened my eyes to the things that were possible. The game that I'm going to select today, though, is a game called Council of Four. And this game is really cool because it has a variety of mechanisms. I would say that it's primarily an engine building game, but it also has a little bit of area control, and it also has one really cool track called the Nobility Track. And as you go down that Nobility Track, you can trigger different things during the game. And it's really cool because it just adds a little bit more decision making to the game and just enough flavor to make things interesting. The other thing that I like about this game, and I'm not sure why other games don't do it more, is it actually uses a track to keep track of money. And so as you spend money or gain money, your token goes up and down the track. And so it's not quite as fiddly as some games where you're constantly having to exchange money all the time. That's something that I kind of think other games ought to pick up on because it actually streamlines the game, makes it go a little bit quicker. Happy Friday.
My favorite game of tracks is Dune Imperium because each game you can decide whether you want to ally with the Bene Gesserit or the Fremen or the Spacing Guild, and as you go up those tracks, you get points and you get different resources as you do it. And you're always racing everybody up them to see who has the most influence in Dune Imperium.
Hey friends and gamers, it's Frenchie. Happy Friday. Roy, games with tracks? All these games have tracks. Look at these railroad games. Love them. Actually, my favorite game with tracks happens to be Tapestry. This is a game in which you're taking your resources in your civilization and going up the different tracks on the board, continuing to build your civilization and score tons and tons of victory points. The more I play it, the more I like it. Sorry guys, but this one kind of wins out in that respect. Anyway, until next time, have a great weekend, play nice, and I gotta put all of this stuff away.
So I really like games with tracks, by the way. I'm Wendy Yee. And the most recent game that I played with a ton of tracks was Rise. And also, here's Chris. He loves tracks too. Chris, say hi. Anyways, Rise is a game where everything, all the different modular boards are tracks. You're moving up them. Some tracks let you move up other tracks, and it's pretty awesome.
Take a look at the tracks for the character cards and the villain cards in Paperback Adventures. Paperback Adventures is my favorite game with tracks right now, although you got to make sure you get the updated little tokens that they just came out with a Kickstarter because they don't quite work. But great game, Paperback Adventures.
My favorite tracks game has got to be Planet Unknown. It's a drafting game where you get to choose 2 tracks to move up on each turn instead of just 1. So you always feel like you're getting more done. But with 5 tracks to move up on, it's always a tough choice on which one's the right one to choose.
Hey everybody, we've been doing this for 3 years now. This is our 3rd anniversary. Can you believe we've been doing it this long? But we've been having a good time. Thanks for having us, and here's to the next 3 years. Grayson, what do you got?
My pick this week is Lost Ruins of Arnac, which is a fun game where you can move your magnifying glasses and books up the track, allowing you to get assistance and rewards.
Yeah, rewards. So my game is going to be Symphony Number 9, which is a game that does have these tracks, these cool tracks here. In and they're career tracks for the composers that you're funding. However, they do gain in fame as they go along the track, but then once they hit the end of the track, the reward is, well, they die. So that's my pick. And again, this was our 3rd anniversary. Thanks for having us, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Tracks begins with the letter T, so of course I had to go to my favorite T game here. This one is called Teotihuacan. And Teotihuacan hits me in the face, which is how good it is of a game it is as you move up the 3 different colored tracks. And I really hit myself in the face with that one.
Hi everyone, I'm Nathan. My favorite game with the tracks in it is Downforce. You're not just picking cars to race, but you're, cleverly playing cards in your hand. And you're trying to guess who's going to get to the finish line first. That's awesome. And my favorite track of all is Savannah Stretch. You can see it on the back here, Savannah Stretch. It's got animals. It has animals on the track, and that's exciting. You have to dodge them, don't hit them. All right, take care, everyone.
Happy Friday, everybody. I'm Libby. This is Julian. Together, we are Box Meeples.
So my favourite board game of tracks is Tapestry. You're trying to get up the exploration, the science, the military, and the technology tracks, trying to stay ahead of all your opponents, because if you're furthest ahead, you're getting those building bonuses.
And my choice is Dune Imperium. In this one, you have got the different factions to go up, to the Fremen and the Bene Gesserit, and they're each giving you different benefits and also victory points. And it only takes 10 victory points to win in this game, so you need to pay attention to them.
Hi, I'm Josh from the YouTube channel Josh Yaks, and my pick is my new favorite polyomino tile laying game, Planet Unknown. In this game, literally all you do is choose a tile, place it onto your planet, and then advance 2 resource tracks based on the terrain that is on the tile you chose. Now, it's these resource tracks that create all the strategy and the point scoring opportunities, and the way they all interact with each other is so interesting and adds such depth to the simple tile laying game. I bet you I'm not the only one who put it on this list either.
Welcome, traveler, to Toronto and the humble abode of Dianthus the Seer. You question your destiny and your path there. This is to be expected, as you have 2 very different destinies that may shape your future. While only you can decide which path to take, little sparrow, there are 3 important skills for you to foster on your journey. The first is intelligence. Your cleverness, charisma, and wisdom will help you to forge your way through many challenging obstacles of the mind and the spirit. The second is dexterity. Your agility and sense awareness will ensure your body can react as quickly as your mind. The last thing you need to succeed in reaching your destiny is power. Not the power of the mage, but that of strength, health, and endurance. For although the path may be long, the reward will come to you in the end. Be safe, little sparrow, and remember these words. I have seen your success in the stars, but which form that success takes is up to you.
Hey, Favorite Game Friday. This is the time track, and we are chasing meeples. The game I'd like to talk to you about is trekking through history. So going back to this time track, See what I did there?
Yeah,
pretty awesome.
You're clever.
Yeah. So I think this game is really awesome because this track right here, this is a huge part of the game. It determines how long your turn is, basically, what you can do on your turn. If you go for big treks and big cards, your turn will end before your opponent. For a game that seems so lightweight, there's a lot of thinkiness in that game, and that's why I think this track and trekking through history is cool.
The game I want to talk about is Wayfarers of the South Tigris. It has a journal track that not only is it going to determine the end of the game, but you can get bonuses, you can get extra meeples. You have to be careful so you don't get stuck on a track. So you have to make sure you have all the right cards with the right tags on it, because it is possible not to be able to move forward while somebody else keeps going. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Keep chasing those meeples.
Hey everybody, my favorite game with tracks is Teo Tentacool. Tentagoacon. Teo Tentacool. If you love tracks, there are 5 tracks to choose from, each better than the last. The game lets you construct an amazing pyramid that rises above the board. casting an impressive shadow over what brought us here in the first place. The tracks.
Tracks has become a super popular mechanism, especially in newer Euro games, but it's awesome to see the different ways that they are used in games. Make sure to leave in the comments down below your favorite game that utilizes tracks, especially if it wasn't one that was mentioned here on Favorite Game Friday. We do want to say thank you to all of our amazing contributors who join in here on Favorite Game Friday. And if you'd like to be a contributor as well, make sure to check out the Google Drive link down below. And all you have to do is do a super short video that you can have in for next week in the Google Drive. And on the topic, next week's topic is going to be a game where you have to battle a boss. Is there a game, whether it's a cooperative game or competitive game, where you're battling bosses in the game, fighting them, taking down giant monsters or giant creatures or whatever it may be in this boss battle? Make sure to leave a video of that down below, and we'll see you on the next Favorite Game Friday.